Kevin Love.
He's not getting a lot of love these days.
Yeah, I mean, well, he is from the hospital, but he just had shoulder surgery. He's out for like 4 to 6 months. Cleveland has a lot of question marks. Julian, do you forgive Kelly Olynyk? Do you think this was purposeful?
Bush League. I don't know. There was the snapshot of him holding Kevin Love, his shoulder there.
And
And
a minute before, it was kind of the opposite too, right? So Love had hit. I mean, it's part of basketball. This happens if you're big. You scramble underneath the rim. Phil, I mean,
It was kind of 20 feet away.
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah.
He looked really bad.
It's a gray area, and Kelly's getting a lot a lot of heat on social media. Phil, what do you do?
Although, just end that last thought, I was watching a previous game with my friend Mike at my Grummer Hoops Lounge, and the play just before it, Love was actually doing the same thing with Kelly.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's part of the game.
It is part of it. I think, I hate to say it, but I have trouble signing Kelly. I have trouble signing Love. I don't think he's a great fit. I think
If you're
he's a great
Cleveland,
player, yeah, but I don't think he's a great fit. I mean, I hate to harp on it, but I would have never made the Wiggins trade to begin with. But, that's in the past. And what they're really going to have to decide is Tristan Thompson needs some money too, right?
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson's not going to come cheap. Rich Paul guy, LeBron James. LeBron James mentioned him, he's going to get minimum, in my mind, 13, 14 a year.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, they have the same agent, so that's a lot of pull there.
Exactly. I think the interesting part is, what does Love choose to do? Does he choose to opt in and then become a free agent for that, more lofty free agent class when the salary cap has gone up, or take the guaranteed money now? Because yes, it's his non-shooting shoulder, but whenever you come off an injury, especially as a big guy, you kind of want to lock up those paydays. If I'm Cleveland, if he's willing to take somewhat of a discount, but there's no way he is, so in that case, I have trouble signing him. But it's what you do with it, right? You just gave up the Rookie of the Year for this guy 1 year later. You're just going to let him walk?
Julian, I mean, one of the interesting kind of ironies of this is that Boston has been courting Kevin Love for over a year now. He went and visited the city. I think he went to a Red Sox game, making public appearances. Apparently, they want to make him the next quote-unquote superstar of the Northeastern U.S. Does this ruin their chances?
I certainly hope not. That's kind of bad. But, I would love to see him in a Celtics uniform, but I was also thinking that maybe Love could end up in an LA uniform, in the Lakers.
Yeah.
Imagine if they pull together, I was thinking about this, Rondo, Love, and Kobe Bryant on a roster. Would that work?
There are definitely not enough balls to go around. Although Rondo will try to make it happen.
Well, of course.
Although at least Love is the second, not third fiddle in that equation, right? Although some people would argue to be the main fiddle and Kobe would take a second fiddle. But
Well, I think the issue is maybe Kevin Love wants to be the number one man again. I think maybe he misses that.
He didn't learn
He
that.
could be a number one man in Boston, technically. They do have a good
Or he
young
could
team.
be the number one guy in Minnesota. Oh, wait, he was.
Oh, yeah, then he left.
We forgot about that story.
You're
But-
right.
Well, Kevin Garnett taught us that you can go home. But I mean, I don't know. Kevin Love, his legacy, he's 25, 26 years old. He's had quite a few injuries so far. I think he may want to start fresh.
No, absolutely. But I don't think Boston's the key. First of all, can you really see him playing with Kelly Olynyk after this? Maybe.
Well, they could get rid of him.
They could get rid of him, but that team doesn't have a shot blocker, and you need a legitimate shot blocker when it comes to Kevin Love. I mean, they've shown with Mozgov and helps out well. I think the problem in Cleveland more is LeBron James, as much as we list him as a 3, he plays a lot as a 4. And it puts Kevin Love as a really expensive corner shooter. He does have his games where they try to feed him, but I think that goes against their offensive rhythm a little bit more than what they'd like to do, because they're like, oh wait, this guy, we don't want him to leave, so let's give him the ball. You see him forcing up a lot of post-ups against taller guys. I mean, this is always my criticism of him. He's not an incredibly tall guy. Like, he's listed at 6'10", but I think his pre-draft measurements were something like 6'7", 6'8". So he needs a big guy, and he needs like the DeAndre Jordan type guy. And it's funny because our whole Hoops Lounge experience was talking about Kevin Love, Blake Griffin, and in a weird way, I don't think you can trade Blake Griffin if you're the Clippers ever, but that would be one of those interesting trades, a little bit more of a stretch for Blake Griffin.
Or even see them battling in Los Angeles. Julian, to wrap up there, Cleveland, I mean, having lost their second or third option, how are they going to proceed going through the playoffs now?
That's something I've been thinking about. Are they able to get over that hump? They're going to play Chicago the next round?
Right.
Those NBA teams that go far and they end up winning, you need... Cool. those NBA teams that go on and win those championships, they have that big three and they have a good bench. In LeBron's case, you're going to have LeBron, you're going to have Kyrie, whatever's there on the bench. J.R. Smith's going to be suspended for the first few games of that series. I don't know if they can get past the Chicago Bulls if Derrick Rose is healthy. I think this is a perfect opportunity for the Chicago Bulls to actually win that series and represent the East in the conference finals. They'll match up against the Washington.
Talking about the Atlanta Hawks.
No, well,
they never get any love.
I don't know if they're good enough to reach the conference final. I don't know if they're good enough of a team to go through a really good run in the playoffs. I don't know.
They won 60 games.
Yeah, but that regular season is a completely different animal than the playoffs, and they're still a young enough team where they could use more experience in the playoffs. I don't know.
Maybe Paul Pierce is right. Maybe they don't
have it. I think the Wizards could beat the Hawks.
They may not have it, but they do have a second round spot where the Raptors don't, right? So
very true.
That's true.
It's
showing that it may indeed be a star-driven league. Time will tell with that, but I mean, having the Spurs knocked out, I still haven't sobered up to that. But we'll get back to that in a moment.
All right, we'll be right back. Listen to Hoops Lounge Radio here at Maison Sociale. We'll be right back.